back and get my fuel cut off. So we'll take off this grounding wire. That's ready to come off. Now remember, I bent this down. I'm sure that's not the way you're supposed to do it, but that's the way it's getting done. That has to come off. So now it's just linkages. Get this spring out of the way first. Okay. There we go. And then that allows you to pull this out. So now the choke's unhooked. Now we just got to do the throttle. We'll just pull these studs out. And we're going to tighten this nut against that nut. And that should allow us to unscrew the stud. Had a dead battery. So there's the old one. Now it's very important to make sure this surface right here is clean. Because if you get an air leak right here, nothing's going to work right. This thing came with some gaskets and it's pretty nice, thick gasket, honestly. I saw where it went, amazingly. Okay, and then this linkage just kind of goes on like that. I'll stick this over here out of the way. Let's get one of our studs. Actually, that doesn't matter. these just need to be snug. Screw it into the block, into plastic. Nut zerts, basically. So, and there we go. You don't want to overdo it for sure. Put that gasket on there, which this, I don't think this had a, it did have one. Not that this gasket's really that important, honestly. This carb was $28, I think. The only people that sold the kit I found one for $19 that did not include the fuel shut-off solenoid. And I'm like, for $10, take my money. Because it wasn't even a Kohler, it was just another, you know, overseas knockoff carb kit. It wasn't like a Kohler carb kit. So I need to do this linkage. There we go. All right. So the GoPro died at some point, and I don't know when it died. It just locked up. I mean, GoPros suck. They're great when they work, but I mean, it's like, I guess, a Ferrari. Whatever. I can't wait for this thing to die so I can get a different camera. Anyway, I got it all back together. So I don't know how much got lost, but I couldn't find this nut, so I just got another nut with the washer. I got our linkages hooked back up. And I tightened this up and made sure that I get good contact between that gasket on the back side of the carb and the carb. So this thing's ready to go, ready to test, but the battery's dead. So I had to jump it, and I have had this thing on a charger for about 3 days, and the battery just, I think it's got a dead short somewhere. So let me get that swapped out, and then we'll see if this thing fires up. sounds good. I mean, that's how those Kohlers. I've got this in another one of my other mowers has this V-twin. Sounds like a freaking Harley running when they're idling, but I'm just letting y'all know that was way better. The smoke had started up, that was me having the choke on and whatever, but so that's good. Next, I got plugs for it, but I'm not sure because I ordered the Champions and they came in a plastic bag, loose. It's kind of sketchy looking. I'm like, are these counterfeit? Like, you ever got the Champion plugs in a bag like this? I ain't. They always come in a box. So I'm pretty sure these are counterfeit, but whatever. See how these look. Because I'm not positive, but there's a really good chance these are the OG plugs. They're Champions. Let me look on the hood and see if it says what the spark plug gap is. This electrode's like off cattywampus, so it needs to be twisted a little bit. Then opened up. Okay, that's it. That's 30 thousandths or 30.30 inches or whatever. Be really careful putting these in, because they're easy to get in sideways or cross thread. There we go. You watched the video I did of the generator, the wind generator, another family heirloom that nobody took care of. It had been cross threaded. That's why they left it for dead. I was able to re-thread it, but all right, so rinse, repeat. I'll go do the other side. Got the plug in. Got a new air filter with a new pre-filter. Oh, madre. Chato. Yes, we did. What was that, 8mm? 10? There we go. See, was this in here? Oh, okay. All right, let's give it another start up just to make sure we haven't screwed anything up. Sounds good. This will be my deposit of grease there. All right. Do the same thing to this other one. Not happy. All right. That's all these fittings, grease fittings are. They just screw in. Let's see if this is threaded or not. So what I'll do is I'm going to order a 90. They have those grease fittings that instead of coming straight up, they're a 90. And that way, when I want to grease it, it should be easier to do. Having problems. Okay, so we want to put the belt on. We'll go test it out. right, I just spent about an hour and a half out there mowing. Pretty much from that oak tree all the way down to the back and all the way across to that fence, which is about a little over an acre. Ran fine. The carb seems to be running good. After, I think, getting out there and just running it helped cleared it up. No problem with the belts, no problem with the drive system. The drive belt did loosen up a little bit, but it's still pretty tight. So when you push the clutch in, when you barely let it off, it grabs. So probably could use an extra ½ inch on the length, but my gut feeling is it's going to loosen up. Either way, call it a success. Hope this helps somebody, and if you got any questions, just let me know. See ya.